And I truly believe that you can live your entire life in Estonia without ever thinking about God and never questioning your existence. And I watch his entire Facebook feed and everyone is leaving, rest in peace, rest in peace, rest in peace, Matthew. And I was like, what? Okay, I have to say this now. I'd never dealt with death in my life until that point. I'm Estonian. I'm born and raised in Estonia. And those of you who don't know what is Estonia, it is a Baltic country. It's very tiny. We're only 1.3 million people, and the Muslim percentage, I believe, is roughly around 0.04. So now there's of course way more converts, but back in the day when I converted, I didn't know anyone who was Muslim. So my entire journey starts when I am 14, but just to give you a rough background story, I was raised with no religion whatsoever. My parents never talked to me about life before birth or life after death or any afterlife or any beliefs or anything, and that's also because they don't necessarily practice anything as well. And I truly believe that you can live your entire life in Estonia without ever thinking about God and never questioning your existence. So we hit it off, we started chatting and everything, and it turned out that they are German converts. It was the first time in my life that I heard about converts. I'm like, what is convert? In my mind, Islam was just something distant, something for Arabs, something in the Middle East, something you need to keep away from me because it ain't for a white girl like me in Estonia, you know? And so I was like, okay, fine. And they just were talking about their life before and then how they found like true meaning in Islam. And so instead of fighting against something I know nothing about, I decided to learn the Quran, and I've learned the alphabet by now, and I'm slowly trying to read it. it didn't answer my questions. For me personally, I am not saying anything against Christians, but for me, it never answered any of my questions. Rather, I always felt more insecure, and I felt I have more questions, and I was even more confused. And I was like, Matthew who? And Luke who? And there's only a translation, and there's no original, and there's so many versions, and then the Trinity. And it just, for me personally, it didn't add up. And the same thing with Judaism. Somehow stumbling onto information that was all about comparative religion, and Islam did make the most sense, but then still I would deny it because it was just scary. I was scared. When I still wasn't a believer, I remember somebody asking me that, okay, let's pretend that in the end God's not real and it's not there. So the believing person is asking me, what will I have lost? Nothing. I was always aiming to be a better person. I always tried harder, I tried better, and I had God by my side. And what will you have lost? Nothing. And I remember it's the 10th of April because it's my mom's birthday. And I'm sitting in the living room floor, and I go on his Facebook, and I watch his entire Facebook feed, and everyone is leaving, rest in peace, rest in peace, rest in peace, Matthew. And I was like, what? Okay, I have to say this now. I'd never dealt with death in my life until that point. Like, alhamdulillah, I was lucky enough, nobody in my life died until that point. I didn't know how to deal with it. And honestly, I freaked out. And I remember I went like caps lock and everything, and I was like, what is wrong with you people? And like, how can you do this? How can you say this? This is such a sick joke, and I don't know what. And I was crying, and my mom was seeing me crying. My mom's like, oh my God, what happened? I didn't get it at all. And the first instinct I had was that I have to pray for him. On the 14th of May 2011, we took our Shahada. We were 12 girls and 1 boy. Everyone in a row, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Everyone was crying. Everyone was, of course, like, Allahu Akbar. And it was just a crazy day. Like, I remember all those girls. I remember it like it was yesterday. And I remember also not having anyone to share it with. I was Muslim for secret for years. For years I would pray in secret, fast in secret, alone, always alone. But at that time your Islam is so strong, it's like your drug, if I can explain it that way. You're so high on it, you're oblivious to everything that is a hardship because of it. And that time, unfortunately, it does not last, but it's a very, very beautiful time. So if you're in it now, make the most out of it because it shall pass.